There she blows. Okay, if you'll notice, you've got two trees here. The one on the left is alive and green. The one on the right is dead, but it still stands strong. It's still firmly rooted, and it is, in fact, the most majestic tree in the entire pecan orchard. And I see we're at 93%. So the title of this segment, or this episode, is The Tree. The Tree and Max Spiers. Max Spiers was a beacon, is a beacon of humanity. The work that he did and the sacrifices that he made during his lifetime, and the sacrifices and work that he is still doing from beyond the veil, are remarkable. And these are some of the reasons Max Spiers was such a beloved figure in the media and in particular the truther community. So let me tell you, the tree on the left is alive. It's a very strong tree. The tree on the right is dead, or it's passed, but it's still rooted strongly, and it's still standing strong. Those are about the only parallels we can draw between this tree and Max. Well, we can, this other one, look at how massive this tree is. As massive as this tree is, that can be compared to the heart of Max Spiers, and also the reputation and love that was, that he had, and that those people had for him. And we know this in the truther community, that he was in fact a very loved individual. Now we're climbing the tree, and let me tell you the significance of this. This tree is dead, and it is going to be harvested by me for high quality lumber and for firewood. And so that the only parallels we had was just as the tree stands right now, not as it's going to be soon, because the love and all of the work that Max Spiers did for us and is still doing, that is a type of monument that is everlasting, and that will never go away, unlike this tree, which will be gone probably in a few days. I've had to order some parts to do with the chainsaw and everything like this. And I'm out here at my benefactor's ranch, or actually the ranch right next to his girlfriend's ranch. And this is someone that I work for. And you've heard me mention him a number of times, and also the work that I'm doing out here in Mason, Texas. Don't let the irony of that has not escaped me. We are in Mason, Texas, as in M-A-S-O-N, as in Freemason. And it's fascinating because the courthouse, which is and was a Tartarian edifice, probably hundreds of years old, was burnt probably less than 2 months ago. It made front page news everywhere, or at least in Texas. And a troubled young man burnt it down. And we know that anyone who's been following my videos on the Tartarian reality and other people's videos on the Tartarian Empire, mud flood, and star forts knows that there has been a campaign to destroy these buildings that's almost probably at least 150 years old. Okay, there are many of the most magnificent and beautiful buildings in the United States have been demolished and replaced with parking lots. And that's not because the parking lots were so valuable. It was actually to get rid of the buildings. And so I personally, as an investigator of the Tartarian reality, with boots on the ground, investigating these things, not only on the internet, but in real life, because Central Texas and the Hill Country is a bastion of this ancient Tartarian reality, which was a high-tech civilization which existed here, not in the distant past like Atlantis, but in the very recent past. Brothers and sisters, we have been lied to about everything. And one of the biggest lies is when you look at one of these Tartarian buildings, it's confirmed. Gunter, 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 come to thee. Now you've been a Gemini. Woohoo! And there's Gunter down there. And we're kind of getting a panorama, a vista, so to speak, of this beautiful, beautiful country. And I was just out here mowing the lawn on a 0 point, riding a lawnmower. And soon I will be harvesting this tree which is dead. And unlike this tree right here, this orchard right here associated with this house over here, brings many delicious pecans. Gunter, come over here, buddy. Come here, Gunter. Don't go over there. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick, eulogy and a memorial to Max Spiers. And of course, his wonderful mother, Vanessa, is a friend of mine on Facebook. I'm not going to give her last name. It's not a secret. Many people in the truther community know this, but she's a dear, dear lady. And she suffered a lot of loss. Her majestic son was taken from us too early. And anyone who has looked into the matter knows for a fact that Max Spiers was murdered. And the people who murdered him need to be brought to justice. If I have anything to say about it, they will be brought to justice. And right now I'm just a lowly ranch worker and somebody who has a YouTube show, but I may not be in this station of life forever. And as a matter of fact, I can assure you I won't be, because they've got plans for me. Don't want to get into that too much. It is detailed in my book. My family created the national security state, in parentheses, no need to thank me. Just a quick recap of things that have been going on recently. I was interviewed by Miles Johnston recently, about a little over a month ago, on the Basis Project. And this is Basis 67, Part 4. Okay. And we did talk about the Tartarian reality and my investigations out here, boots on the ground, making many discoveries about Tartarian reality and many that you can't find, that are not within the research, and discoveries that I've made, and I've been trying to report them to you. And also we talked about this startling new information that's come up it's relevant. It is relevant to the truther community, but it's also, it has to do with me personally. And this is many things we've started to learn, or that I've started to learn, about genealogy. And let me tell you, it's just been a really a hell ride, just getting all this new information, the way that I came about it, the way somebody urged me, practically insisted that I look into these things, and then the way that everything unfolded, where we found out, just to make a long story short, I'm related to 41 United States presidents and 36 presidential wives. Okay. The Brigham Young University spontaneously generated a quote unquote relative report for me on another website, in which it lists 745 quote unquote notable people that I am directly related to, in different categories like authors, poets, actors, singers, musicians, astronauts, presidents, royalty, on and on and on. And one thing I never really considered about all of this genealogy stuff is that, yes, you can be related to someone, but guess what? You can be related to someone in more than one way. And so it was absolutely startling when we found out, and this is all documented. I've got the paperwork to show every bit of this, that I'm related to Abraham Lincoln 22 times. In other words, we have 22 different common ancestors. I'm related to George Washington 15 times. I'm related to Gerald Ford 76 times. I'm related to Janis Joplin 77 times. It's just fascinating. I'm a direct descendant of William the Conqueror. William the Conqueror is my 30th great-grandfather. I am a direct descendant of Charlemagne. Charlemagne is my 38th great-grandfather. I am related to Margaret Tudor and her son James James V, Regent of England. And I'm also a direct descendant of Oliver Cromwell. It's just bizarre. I'm related to Sharon Tate. I'm related to Buddy Holly, Johnny Depp, Jim Morrison, Elvis Presley, Quanah Parker, Bonnie Parker of the famed outlaw gang Bonnie and Clyde. And Bonnie Parker is related to Quanah Parker. Okay, we're all from Texas and we're all related. There's many more aspects of the genealogy that just get even more bizarre, that are absolutely factual and have documentation for, and I'm not going to go into them right now. Let me just tell you in closing, I am related to, okay, I think I already said Jen Shelton. I'm related, let me just put it like this. I'm related to Merle Haggard 109 times. Merle Haggard and I have 109 common ancestors. I mean, it's effing bizarre, okay? This is nothing I'm, proud of, nor is it anything that I'm ashamed of. For years, I have been telling the people in my book and in my interviews and stuff like this that I am on the bloodlines of the Pharaonic dominators. This is a known fact by anyone who's followed my story and my narrative. My great uncle, this is the theme of my book, My Family Created